Hello, friends. Welcome to our Stu Valley Talk. Today, we are going to discuss about a very important topic that is much relevant for the today's job market as well as today's aspiration of our candidates who are looking for jobs and all. So today we have our eminent guest, Dr. Rajesh Modi, with us.
Thank you, sir.
He is managing director and key anchor behind the sudakshita.com. Okay, and another guest with us, Arju. She is aspirant. She will put her view how Sudakshita will help her with relevancy what we are talking here. Now, first, Modi sir, you are most welcome on my Stu Valley talk.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So just give me a glimpse about what is sudakshita.com, what Sudakshita is, and how you came to this business or this philosophy. What is exactly this? We all want to know this.
See, I belong to HR fraternity and I've worked around 20 years in HR companies. I've worked at the senior level and has always been into developmental and hiring area. One of the most difficult things which we faced is getting the insights of the person, knowing his or her developmental needs, training needs, and then matching the requirement as per the needs of the individual. What generally happens in companies and all is that most of the time it is not done scientific analysis, and we just recommend the training on the gut feel. So there was a thought process, and based on that, Suzaksta was coined. What does the innate meaning of Suzaksta stand for? Is Suzaksta is a combination of two words, that is Shubh and Dakshta. Shubh means good, Dakshta means capability. So if you combine both, it means good capabilities. What we believe as a company or as an individual is that every individual has got innate abilities. And we at Sudaksta take pride in that. And we as a philosophy work with everyone, develop everyone, make them capable, and also help them to do the things better.
Means you want to say that Sudakshita bring inherent quality of a person, or you want to invite the new competency in the person?
See, first and foremost is very important is the scientific analysis of a person. So until and unless you know the person knows himself. That is the his or her strength, weaknesses, developmental needs. It is very difficult to make the person understand that he has to work or attend this type of training or that type of training. So first is the knowing the self, knowing the employees.
Okay, in the same line, Arju, I want to know from you. You are a digital marketer. You are aspiring in the digital marketing field. What do you feel you must have that will be bring you in focus, or you will get a good job opportunity? What do you think that should be in you as a competency point of view, and how you align yourself? What the thoughts Modi sir had told about the Sudakshita?
So, like talking about my traits, if I say that first, I should be like open to change. If I talk about that, whatever change is coming, like whatever updates or whatever things are coming into like my like digital marketing, I should be open to them. And secondly, if I talk about being in a corporate world, you should have like
Just give me five competency. Name the five competency. Directly name. Then we will discuss.
Which is related to your which is related to your role. If you're working as a digital marketer or digital person, he's asking what are the five competencies which a which a digital person requires. So just think about it and let us know.
for me, like first thing, if I talk about that, I already mentioned that open to like whatever change it is happening, and then I should be like like talking about teamwork, I should like competency. What competencies? आपको कौन सी
This
competency?
is one thing, Modi sir, that make the candidate their jaws freezing. When we ask somebody what exact competence you required, your jaw got freeze. You are doing here and there. I think here your Sudakshita is come.
Pankaj, this is one of the biggest problem of not only of the individual but also of the industry and corporate world. People themselves doesn't know the domain level competencies, the role level competencies, and they perform their duties. But let me tell you, they can perform much better and to a highest level if they know what are their competencies, traits, and skills required. They may be knowing that, but when it comes to putting it in the organized way, they fall short of the knowledge.
So you want to say candidate is not aware of that thing, as
Correct.
well as
Correct.
what about the company who are.
Companies are also not aware.
So how you train or how you are differentiate yourself from other recruiting firm or HR firms or the modus operandi of those firm to be identify the caliber competency of a candidate. What the difference you are doing?
See, if you see most of the tests today in the traditional nature, these are whether you call it MBTI or you call it 16PF or you call it DISC, whatever tests are there. These are generic tests which traits which they tell you about.
So all these are philosophy domain. Oh, sorry, psychological domain.
Psychological domain. But what is happening is that we need today specialized people for specialized jobs, and you want the performance from them to be at the highest level. Suppose let's talk about, take an example. Let's talk about a credit manager. So what he or she has to do? He or she has to see the credit worthiness of the person who is seeking the loan. So there has to be certain competencies which he or she should be having. They should be able to assess the risks. They should be able to assess the paying ability of the person. They should be able to do attention to detail. So these are very specific skills. At the same time, even if they are saying no, there should be a very good customer orientation. The way they present. So these all helps a person to put his or her job in much better way when he or she knows that these are the predefined competencies of that role.
Sir, I interrupt and I want to know that as you say whether lots of psychological tests or traditional side like MBT and all, they are just going with questionnaire or say Likert scale type questionnaire. So that is a very general way they are using to identify a personality. So what different step you are taking during assessment of a person for a particular job? As you say, you are doing in a domain based market. You are say you are job and designation based. You are doing the thing. So first, how you proceed? What is the process? I know this is your trade secret, but on this platform, I want to know a little bit, a glimpse how the process is going, how you find the person is suitable or person is correct or not.
See, we have a very unique framework. Most of the tests which you have spoken about or you must have seen is generally they put up direct questions and put that into Likert scale and person is asked to answer. We have altogether a different framework. Our framework not only talks about the competencies, but it also talks about the focus areas against that competencies. It also talks about the pertinent action against that focus areas. See, the objective of our test is not only to assess, but also to help that individual to move forward and progress so that he or she should know what is the outcome of the test in terms of integrating those behaviors. Those tests which you are talking about, they don't talk specific with regard to role, position and all or the domain. Suppose you want to hire a person from a digital industry. It will not tell you that these are the traits or skills or competencies again which you have to map. In the traditional test, what is there? There is a set of traits. It will only map you against those traits that this guy is introvert or extrovert, open or closed. So they will tell you that. But they will not tell you that if you want to hire a person in a sales, these are the predefined traits, predefined competencies, and against that they are giving you the score. They will only speak about the traits, the inventory, and the inventory is very limited. Let's take an example. We have one of the competencies which you will see very rarely in any of the tests, which is storytelling for a salesperson.
No, it must be, I think, in today's world, it's required in everyone.
No. What you're saying is correct. It is required at every part of our life. But when you talk about a salesperson, one of his role is to convey about the product in the best possible manner. So his oratory skills, his extempo, just off the cuff thinking, these are very important. So what we do is we have a competency where we ask the sales manager at the time of hiring, test his or her storytelling capabilities. That means he should be quick to respond about the product, about the objection handling and all those things.
Okay, if you ask me something regarding my competency, whether I'm honest, I'm good speaker, and whatsoever your competency you want to live, most of the time I say yes, I'm doing. I'm the best in this. Okay, maybe possible I'm not. Okay, I'm right, Arju.
Yes, sir.
If I'm asking you something, so maybe possible you will give yourself 5 out of 5.
True.
Okay, so how you identify whether I am doing right or whether I'm mask or prejudiced about particular thing?
See,
Is there some mechanism in
yes,
your
we have a mechanism.
Okay, that's great.
We have three parts in our test. We have part one where we have as is where is test. We have part two where the execution of the original test takes place. Then we have part three where the unmasking, the masking comes into picture. So what you have said is correct. Most of the people, when they have already attended the test and they have got the result, what do they say? Say, sir, I was telling you, I'm like this. But the best part of our test is that we have a mechanism called as is where is test. So at first level, we ask the person to get into the foundational level. But the foundational level covers what? What you know about the competency level in that position or in that industry. So he has to give us a list of that. We also ask him to put the focus areas into that. Against that, which are the three focus areas he should be defining. And we also ask him, what are the pertinent action you will be taking for those focus areas? None of the test goes like that.
Yes, yes,
Most
that's great.
most of the tests they will ask direct questions and they will give you the result. Our framework is very different. Our framework not only assesses but create lot of impact on the actionable areas, actionable orientation. So that is most important part of integrating the behavior. See, the best part of ours is, or you can say the lacuna of others is, when they do a room-based training or in the conferences hall, what they will do is they hardly work on the integration of the actionable behavior on the competencies. And until unless you do that, your actions, your competencies will not change at all.
Means you are doing the complete unmasking of a person.
No, we are doing both. We are asked, we are making him aware. See what anything for development requires self-awareness. Self-awareness is very important. So right from
Nee, as a recruiter point of view, I want to be unmask the person. The self-awareness is the point of view of a person, but as a recruiter, as a HR, as a managed company director, I need to be unmask a person who is in front of me.
We will be able to do that and very happily do it, and with a, I would say, result of 95 to 98% accuracy it will come.
That's great. That's again a clap is for that. Sir, you are doing fantastic job. Now, sir, come to the numbers. Okay. Uh, what do you think was the market size for this psychological test?
See, a study has gone in 21 or 22. The approximate size across the world, I would say, is 23 billion, 24 billion.
Where India
USD.
is standing?
See, India, I would say, is a huge market, but right now very lowly penetrated.
Okay. So there is a lots of scope. So whether companies are adapting this thing or they are just thinking in this line only.
See, I am really, I would say, very conservatively telling you, most of the companies or HR which they are using traditional test and all, it is not the right way of, you know, mapping a person, his abilities and all, because today is a specific world with a specific requirement and specific competencies. If they use generic test or traditional test or Thomas profiling this and that, it will not give very specific result with regard to the competency required or domain required in that area. What will say whether the person has got that trait or not? That's all. It will not say anything beyond. Here, when you want to unmask a person, it is very important to have a competency model, and that should be defined and approved by the by the management, and then map the person against that, because that is what the competency will make him do his or her job.
Arju, now I want to ask you. You listen our conversation very. I just say you have witnessed a very good conversation between me and Modi ji. As an aspirant, I hope you had gone through lots of interview and lots of examination. Whether you find this type of test anywhere.
No, sir.
So, what is your view toward this test? How it will be good for you, or whether you want to give this or not? You want to go with it or not?
I definitely want to like go for this test because it is very unique in itself. I haven't heard anything like that before. So I think for an individual, it's very important to know like what exactly, like what part they are lacking, and I assume that this test will definitely help them to know those things and work on those things.
That's great. That's great. That sounds good. So, till now we had discussed lots about the test, modus operandi. But now, what the scientific thing go behind this? Now, this is we are all clueless. Now, I want to introduce Ayush, Ayush Pranav for this talk. So let's we welcome Ayushman Pranav, the technical head or AI head for Rift Valley Technology, one of the key member for designing this software. Welcome Ayush on Rift Valley Talk. Yeah, Ayush, we had great talk with Dr. Modi regarding Sudakshar. So, what technology you people are doing? What exactly you are doing that your tests are so accurate? Modi sir said that the 97% accuracy you had achieved. What exactly you people are doing? The science behind it.
So, if we break the test down, we can let's first talk about what the rest of the competitors or the rest of the regular tests are doing. Those are the Likert scale based tests, and they are just taking out whatever option you have chosen, they give you out a report.
That's true. There's a simple MCQ based test. That's it. But the numbers are there, nothing else.
Numbers are there. If you can just choose out a response and you get a statistics out of that, and that's the end of it.
And the predetermined values are assigned.
Predetermined values are assigned. What we do different here is we take the user profile into account.
Oh, that's great.
For example, if there is a sales executive and there is a sales manager and both choose the same MCQ option, that they strongly agree to a particular question. The
So
actual
you want to say
response,
कि same test will be act differently for different person.
the same test will act differently for different people from different walks of life.
That's great. That sounds
No,
very nice.
what
So
we
what you did for us, मतलब what you did to identify the differentiation factor, and I don't think the normal software is able to do. What the special thing you people are doing?
Pankaj, see, what is special about the test and what is the unique feature, the scientific way we are doing is we are just not taking into consideration the Likert response. We are also taking into consideration the profile of the person, his experience, his expertise, his domain, and what he said and Ayushman said was if two
So
person
if you are differentiating two person, so as I know about the basic test system, so what the mechanism? I want to know the science behind that, the mechanism, the technology.
I will just elaborate on what he has said. See, if two person taking the same test but differently positioned, one position at the level of manager, the other position at the manager at the executive level, both are giving the same test, same response and all, but the outcome of the result will be different.
So how your software is doing this?
We are taking the user profile, as I said. When he is working at a manager level, his response will be responsive to the manager level.
Yeah, I understand your thing. I want to know the technology, how your system is thinking like that only. As a human being, you can enter.
Aishman is the best
Yeah, so I want to know the technology behind this. What the people are doing. Normal software, I say just give the number, yes or no. The binary system, 0 and 1. So what you people are doing differently?
So what we've incorporated Gen AI into this.
Okay, the generative AI. That is a very buzzword nowadays.
So it's a buzzword. Let me break it down how we've used it here.
Yeah, please go ahead. It's
That-
very. I think it will be very
So
interesting.
we've talked about user profiles here. So whatever option you choose, your user profile generates a response that is unique to you, your particular profile, your particular position that you're holding, your relevant years of experience, right? While still incorporating if the option you've chosen is correctly responding to the answer or not. So we are not broken down the traditional test means. We are still paying an homage to how the regular tests are conducted while still modifying it where the final outcomes come into place. Then we move on to the second part. So, as you know, sir, best we have talked about the unmasking part of it. So, as Modi sir has elaborated on that, we just not take the regular responses and settle for it. So, moving on to the second part after the regular conductive session of the test.
You mean unmasking you want to discuss?
Yes.
That's Modi sir told the unmasking is the key feature of our test.
Exactly. So, for example, if you are the regularly the people who will give the test will be looking for a promotion, right? So, if there are about like 10 people working at the same position and we can only promote one person, the HR would most likely want to internally promote the person who's best suited for this. Now, nobody would say that I am not suited for this. Everybody would choose the option that yes, I am the best person to be promoted.
Definitely, nobody want to be down himself or herself.
Exactly. So it will be most likely that the person might lie. So he might lie, and so that the HR sees that he is getting good points and will score him up.
मतलब manipulate them. You want to say the person can manipulate the test.
Exactly. So while like considering the Gen AI boom of today, there are multiple websites which can give you the correct answers, right? So you might take a MCQ based test and then you can put up the question and you can still get out the correct answer. For that, if I want to respond to this question correctly, you can easily manipulate the test. To unmask that behavior in Sudakshta, we have got three options. That is each relevant to the type of user. Now, everybody is not of the same educational scale. So, somebody might be good in English, some might be a little like so and so, but and somebody might Read it,
Do
understand it.
people keep in mind this thing also? Okay, the person understand the test. Only as per their education level, you differentiate the unmasking method.
Exactly. So we have differentiated the unmasking level, but the adherence to that particular masking level is not complete. That means we are not sticking to it that this particular masking method is better or worse. All are evaluated at the same level. So we are not grading down somebody if he is choosing a particular unmasking method or he is not. So all are treated at the same level. So let me get into the types of unmasking methods that we have introduced.
Yes, please, please. It sounds interesting.
So first one is whatever option that is come out after the option you have chosen in the test, as per your that is unique to your user profile, as discussed before. We ask the AI to generate a real life situation that this particular user might face in real life. So then we ask the real user to write a corresponding situation that he has faced in his own life for the same.
Means you just the situation analysis of a person based on his own life experience on maximize or where you find a person maybe lie on this particular point or mask himself on this particular.
Exactly. So this first method is called writing based unmasking. That is for the manager levels where we introduce an AI agent which is kind of simulating the personality of the user. And then that AI agent with that simulated personality writes up 3 to 4 user situations that that person might have faced in real life corresponding to this particular question that he has rated himself at a very high scale. Now the user will write his own version of what he has faced in his own life. Now we've got grading systems set up, but what it does essentially is it compares that user's written response to what the AI agent is the simulation of that his own personality has given out. By comparing both of them, we can analyze that if the person is lying or not. So using this after doing this for multiple sub competencies within that the main sub competency of the given test, we can cumulatively find out that if the person is lying on that particular sub competency or not. Now being done that on the different components of the competency for different sub competencies, you can cumulatively get a result where the user has self evaluated as well as his unmasked personality is also being recognized.
Okay, that's very nice. That's great.
So moving on to the second version of this unmasking thing is a reading comprehension base. Now for people who don't are so keen into writing and all, they can they get a reading comprehension. So from the amongst the options chosen, from that particular sub competency, wherever you have scored high, you get a reading comprehension and as well as a set of questions. Now let me iterate.
Like, you people are not let a person to be beyond the scope of all the competency level check and all. Like, you just get grab of a person and identify the actual personality. That's a very great work, Modi ji, you people are doing.
So we have tried to position ourselves uniquely and differentiate ourselves from others. That is the USP of ours.
So is this taste are for recruitment only, or we can do this psychological as I know the psychology is used for parenting and marital status. We can do it there also.
See, we have multiple tests and we have a large landscape. And over the years, we'll come to see we will be the largest player in and dominating player in this area. India is still very fresh, still has to go a long way in using this test. And the best part is of our test is about the scientific analysis, using the user's data and then getting the outcomes and results out of that. And we don't stop there. The best part of it is that we also have a panel of psychologists. We also have a panel of experts where we ask the person to collaborate with us so that we can help them to take them forward in their journey.
Yeah, you just give me another question that I have to ask. Throughout the discussion, this is the first time where we had discussed about the human intervention, that is psychologist. So what I am understanding till now, that most of your software is doing everything itself, as I suggest using generative AI, or that is computer software too. So at what level you bring this human intervention or human interaction with your client or your HR person?
See, human interventions, first of all, I will say most of all the tests and the results, they are free of prejudice. They are free of human interventions. It is all scientific. Data sets are scientific and data sets are used, which is of the user itself. Okay. We get into it only as an advisory. Human intervention is there. The interventions and the development part and the training and development. If you take it right from the beginning, as is where is, to the outcome, results and all, the statistical analysis and all, there is no human intervention at all.
So at the time of training, would you introduce some software or AI chatbot, or is there a human is there?
No, at the time of training, there will be experts. We will take the cues from the outcomes, the statistical analysis, and the reports which are there, which is very specific to every individual. And see, I will tell you, personality is something very fluid. Okay, it is not static. If you are two persons taking the same test, requirement will be different.
Definitely.
Okay, even you take 10%, 100%.
Every time it will be different.
Every time it will be different.
I have to add something to that. So, where we uniquely position our tech at Sudakshta is the whole test after your regular MCQ based test that all the competitors do is that everything is dynamically generated using your own personality. So, as Muni sir said that your if your personality is unique, you position yourself uniquely and the options get evaluated. Have you ever heard of a test that creates on itself on the basis of user personality, augmenting to that particular thing? It's still not there.
No, no, nothing like that. I never heard about that thing.
So we not only just evaluate people, our test is also getting created real time as per the user.
That's great. That's very nice. So Modi sir, Ayush, Arju, that's a very great session. Now give you very good insights and useful information regarding Sudhasta. I hope you people will definitely revolutionize this era with your psychometric test and all. And all the very best to your Sudakshta. And thank you for coming on the talk.
Thank you, Dr. Pankaj.